carnival, a fiasco, a sort of fight that we had many, many years ago, the first of this kind, when we had a guy named Inoki fighting Muhammad Ali. He was the great wrestler. He was before MMA and everything else, and it was a disaster. And at that time, you know, Muhammad got an unheard of $7 million to play around with this guy. And at the end of the day, it didn't help boxing. Right now, again, if this thing turns out to be the event where people come out and they pay all the money and it's really a dud, which it has a good chance of being from an athletic venture, standpoint, well, then it's gonna have the same ramifications that the Floyd Pacquiao fight did, where it sets back boxers, it sets back the guy you're talking about, it sets back the real fights, the real competitive fights, where people start to say, you know what, I spent my money on this, you got me once, you're not gonna get me twice. And I'm not knocking MMA guys, I'm not knocking McGregor, I'm just being honest. He's in there with a caveman. I mean, McGregor might be one of the better strikers out there, and I don't know if he is, but he might be. But he's not, when he's in the world of boxing, he doesn't really live up to being on the level of a C-level fighter. I mean, with the experience of a boxer. So, yeah, for a striker, for an MMA guy, he's at a good level, but in boxing, he's at a very low level. And one of the advantages, you guys touched on it, one of the advantages that he would love to have is having the bare fist or 4-ounce, 3-ounce gloves, whatever they wear. Again, 10-ounce gloves, so the puncher's chance, I don't think it was ever there, but it's less there now with the bigger gloves. And I laugh when people say puncher's chance. Oh, wow, he's going to punch. Madonna couldn't hurt him. Pacquiao couldn't hurt him. Canelo couldn't hurt him. So we got to be in the real world a little bit, even though I know we're trying to sell this, and it is going to be a Super Bowl type event. I get it.
Mayweather is 40. He's been retired for 23 months, coming off that win over Andre Berto. Teddy, what's going to be the hardest part for him in terms of getting ready for this fight?
Look, the easiest answer would be, and the common answer normally would be, to get rid of the rush, to get back in shape, get rid of the bad habits of maybe hanging out and, eating the wrong foods, stuff like that. But that's not Floyd. Floyd is always taking care of his body. He doesn't have those kind of bad habits. He might like to gamble, he might like to stay up late at night, but he's not doing anything wrong with his body. He's always in shape, he's always training, he's always boxing with his proteges. So really, it's not the normal layoff, like you look at a guy and you say, oh yeah, he's been off the amount of time you just talked about. No, he's been active, he's been taking care of himself, he's been living the life of an athlete. So that's not really gonna bother him. And again, he's a defensive wizard, genius. And he's in there with a guy who he's gonna see everything coming.
Conor is a mixed martial artist. He's going into a boxing match with arguably the greatest boxer of all time. I don't think it damages the brand or Conor McGregor at all. I think it actually elevates Conor McGregor. The fact that this kid who has so much to lose is willing to step in and is absolutely confident that he will win this fight. I think it's one of the many reasons that people love Conor McGregor. And, win, lose, or draw, it'll be one of the reasons that people continue to love Conor McGregor. The reason that this fight is so big and the reason that he's such a huge superstar is because this guy will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. He's going to step in and fight Floyd Mayweather under boxing rules. These are the reasons that people love this kid. I got all these guys crying about, oh, Conor McGregor this, Conor McGregor that. Shut up. Step up and fight like Conor McGregor fights. Take the big fights. When somebody falls out, on 4 or 5 days, he'll fight anybody. That's why people love him.